Hey guys, it's early, it's cold, and we're heading out to catch us a bird. Let's go. Reality TV at its best. Hey guys, welcome to Envision Prototypes. I'm Nick. We just moved this car out of storage and I'm checking for stragglers. Stragglers being mouses, or meese, which is plural of mouse. What we have here is a 1963 Thunderbird two-door coupe, also known as the Bulletbird, which is quite appropriate for today because I am just sweating bullets. It is so hot. Huge contrast from when we picked this car up. I think it was -21 plus wind chill, but we needed it cold because we had to get this car out from behind the house. This was a 2-day ordeal. The ground had to be frozen so we can yank this out from behind the house, behind the garage, out in front of the garage. Second day we went in, winched it up on the trailer, brought it back here and parked it. Okay, so what we have here is a third generation of Thunderbird. In 1955, Ford built a two-seater sports car, a really cute little car, and they coined the name Babybird for that one. But the powers that be decided that a family car was more worthwhile to sell to the public than a little two-seater. So they came up with a car called the Square Bird. That was in 57 or 58. And the body got its name from the shape of the body, obviously. It was more squarish. And then in 61, they came up with this style, the Bulletbird, which gets its name from the shape of the front fender here. It looks a bit like a bullet. Between 61 and 63, there were some slight cosmetic changes. The spear down the side, the gills, you know, chrome came and went, but overall the shape of the body stayed the same. At the back here, we've got these rocket-themed taillights, which are really cool, and will look really cool when we have them installed again. We've got to see if we have them first. There's a lot of boxes that came with this car. Parts, and more parts. Restoration was started back in, we're guessing, from what was told to us, early 90s? I'm not sure on that. You can see how clean this rear window is. No rear window. You got busted. Same as the driver's door window. No glass. You can see bits and pieces here. Now, we're guessing some of this damage happened when the previous owner, I'm going to call him Grandpa, decided to get a buddy with a rotator and lift this car up over his house and put it behind the garage where he could work on it. You see damage on the driver's door. It's kind of caved in. Some might think a foot did that, but then if we come on to the other side, I really do hope we have a lot of this trim. You can see that the fender has been really caved in. That's from a strap. Passenger door doesn't look too bad, but paint matches fairly well there. And that hole, that's a vent. See the gap here? A little wider than the pinch at the top. I mean, it's almost overlapping. Now this Thunderbird is one heavy car, and I don't think they're meant to be lifted using rotators. This one comes in at around 4,300 pounds. See the tight right there with all the chrome on it. It might be around 4,100 with all the weight reduction we see here. You can see the pile of rust on the ground there. The door opens not too bad. How does it close? That sounds really nice when it closes. And these door handles, so you stick my hand in behind the chrome. That chrome runs the whole length of the car from front all the way here to the back. We do have some of the chrome. I saw it in the back seat. And taillight, there's one there, maybe another one in the bag there. We haven't gone through the car, but you can see there's some nesting material. Notice I was knocking on the front quarter there. There's more nesting material in there. So I wanted to make sure that those stragglers were gone. Now these seats are the reclining type. Okay, rocking back and forth. I guess they're not bolted to the floor. Speaking of floors, we have some ventilation down there. The chrome bits there. Seems everything's been labeled. And this interior is about the freshest smelling interior I've ever smelt in a car that's been sitting. And I guess the main reason for that is out in the back field, where the wind could just take away all that funky smell. Now the one concern I have is we don't have keys for it, so might mean doing something with that ignition cylinder. The trunk is full of lovely knickknacks. We're gonna have to go through all this, sort it all out. Lots of other stuff here, tail light, lenses, hoses, a backup light, and just bags and bags, and oh, carburetors. That's not a good sign. Let's go to the front and see what we have there. All right, and behold, the Ford Thunderbird 390 FE. Tapper covers have the Thunderbird insignia on them. It's stamped right into the valve cover, and they're painted gold. This particular one comes with the optional Carburetor and dual distributors, but I guess that's to make up for the Bluetooth electrical. Rags everywhere. Oh, that one, okay, that's not. Let's put that back in there. Don't want anybody going in there yet. Overall, considering it's been sitting for so long, the mice really haven't made a terrible mess on it. A little bit over there. Got these rags on the side, and they're to protect the tops of the fenders from the elbows. Hey. That's not a good thing, guys. So I'm gonna stick my finger right through the tops of these towers. The coil spring sits on top of the A-arm, pushes up against the sheet metal body. Those springs are tearing this car apart. Got the same thing probably happening here. I don't know why they would put rags on top. Hey, you see, it's very, very crunchy. When you stick your finger through sheet metal, it's no longer sheet metal. So getting back to this engine, this particular one, when it had the original carburetor on it, made about 300 horsepower and 420 foot-pounds of torque. Now, if you got this as an M code option with a trio of 2-barrel Holley carbs, that made 340 horsepower. A lot of fun, a lot of smiles per mile. That's the way I like to look at it. I'm curious to see, let's see if I can switch hands, arms, pull out this. This was just sitting here. Somebody just stuck it in there. Let's see if we can turn this engine over. Oh, no, that's no good. That's the clutch. Okay, let's grab a belt here. Here we go. Oh, you slip. Oh no, she just moved. I felt it. Okay, so she's not stuck. That's a good thing. Very good thing. There's a lot of grease everywhere. It's caked onto everything. And from here we can see that the timing chain is in great shape. Perfect. Oil. It's a long dipstick. And yeah, we have oil. It looks okay. More oil down there. It's actually pretty clean. What's this here? So somebody has had these valve covers off. Those are the old gaskets for it. Probably painted it and tried to give themselves some incentive to keep going on this project. You know, work with what you can and then approach other areas as you feel like it, I guess. Now, I mentioned about no keys. Not an issue right now. It's going to take some time to get through all those boxes and sort everything out and get familiar with it. But here we can see the solenoid. Anybody under the age of 85 won't know how to start this car. That's Ford's anti-theft device right there. And I mentioned, or I might have mentioned, I was going to mention, that the 63 actually came with an interior hood latch release. You have a mechanical dealie right there, but there's also a cable. I don't see it right now. Maybe it's up underneath. That cable released the hood from inside, which was really cool. Unless, of course, you could stick a screwdriver through that opening and I don't know if that mechanism is supposed to be like that. It looks busted. See that pin? Yeah. So somebody's done something to it. Maybe they got the hood stuck, couldn't open it, and who knows? If only these cars could talk. Let's see if we can get a look at that spring. I hope there's enough space. It's up underneath there. Yeah. And that's pushing up against the tower, and it's sitting on top of the A-arm. So this was a funny thing that kind of caught my eye, how the fender actually was pulled back so far that you can see the structure, the splash guard of the car. This is a unibody car. There is no frame. To lift this car up the way they did, I don't know. I guess if there's a will, there's a way. The pin missing there. Actually busted off. See what we can do about that. There's a lot of plastic in her. A lot of it. Yeah, just as soon as the moisture gets it from the other side, just pops right off. There's some welding there. All this will have to be cut away and redone. And first things first, we're gonna get her in the shop and see if we can fire up that engine, see what we're working with. Because if we have to find or source or get another engine, we'll have plenty of time to sort through this stuff here. I love that dash. It's so cool. 3 pods, temperature, fuel, speedometer, and clock. Maybe put a tack where the clock is. We'll see. We basically have free reign on this project. I'll get into that more later on. Car came with factory AC. Forgot to mention that when I saw the compressor in the front. Curious to see if it still works. Now, one thing I was told by the grandson was that when the grandfather was working on this car, he bagged and tagged everything. You can see the little bag there with the connector, lift, signal plug. Everything was labeled that was disassembled. And I'm hoping that to be the case with all these fasteners, because there's a lot of missing fasteners. The fenders, those might have to be redone anyway, but all these bits and pieces here, I hope they're in the trunk. That'll save a lot of work in sourcing parts. Check this out. Hydraulic wiper motor. That's cool. That's something you don't see every day. Let's get this buttoned up and in the shop, and we'll see what we can do about getting this fired up. Because if we do, last time it ran, I'd say pre-1990. What do you see down there?
It's been quite a while since this has been on the road. Memories, memories, memories.
You used to work on these all the time.
Boy, it's been a while.
We're going to see if we can get this 390 fired up long enough to see if it's worthwhile doing anything with it.
Got to be careful. That guard is missing. Even though it's a clutch fan, it can still clip your fingers pretty good. So be careful of that.
Does it hurt?
Yeah. The ones that are solid, this one's a clutch fan. You see, the engine's not turning, the pulleys are not turning, just the fan alone.
Let's get a line down there, see if we can see the clutch. Right down in there.
It kind of gives you better acceleration, because when you take off to pass somebody, you don't have to pull that fan along with it. Your engine accelerates, and then the fan catches up.
Well, I might go electric. We'll see. We need all the horsepower we can get out of this.
So anyway, we're gonna probably, yeah. You got 2 distributors. Wow.
Yeah. Extra spark.
Yeah, extra spark.
How does it look in there?
I hope there's no mice in there.
Well, when I opened the hood, the rag was there, so.
Did you hammer the carburetor with a hammer?
No.
You didn't see any mice running out?
Nothing jumped out.
Okay.
There's a bit of stuff under where the rag is, but
okay.
The rest of it seems to be fine.
Okay, we're going to pull the plugs.
Yeah, let's pull the plugs. How's the oil look?
Yeah.
Right there.
Right in front of my nose.
I thought you worked on these before.
Hey, you know how many years it's been? No, not years, decades.
Decades.
Pretty soon it's going to be centuries.
What does it say? I pulled it earlier, but...
I see moisture on there.
Water. Come on, focus. No.
It doesn't look like water. It looks,
That was a good shot right there.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's quite slippery.
What does it taste like?
Butter. Maple syrup.
Maple syrup. Only in Canada.
There we go. I think you're fine there.
What time do you have on your watch? I just noticed your watch. Let's see how long this takes.
2 o'clock, right on the nose.
Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, we got. Oh, got something there.
Good.
Okay.
I've seen you fire these up when I was a kid, just on the ground, out of the car, just to see. No water.
Yeah, for a minute or so, it's won't do any harm.
Let me put this thing away. I'm getting tired of
Yeah,
holding it.
yeah.
And I guess while I'm pulling the plugs, you can throw the carburetor on.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Let's go see what we have for carburetors.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
That's a Fomoco. It's an auto light there. I don't know. They're both pretty gunked up.
Yeah, flip the coin. Which was heads, that one or that one?
Let's say that one. Perfect. Let's run with that. No, we're just looking at the amount of gunk on each one, and if the flappers are moving, if anything's seized, this one seems to be okay. We might try both at some point.
That one looks cleaner.
That one looks cool.
This one,
There's soot. There's soot in here.
yeah.
Let's throw that one on. Get some light. Yeah.
I need something to clean that. A bunch of debris on it.
Okay. I don't want to pull it off and break it. A piece of sandpaper.
Yeah, something.
Okay. It's kind of. It's seen better days.
Yeah. Hang on. Okay.
All right. So while he's cleaning up the gasket for that, we're going to pull these plugs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Car's been sitting for over 30, 35, 37 years. Early 90s till now, 35, as far as we know. And we don't want to turn this engine over without giving it some form of lubrication.
Okay. You can see by the depressions, the outlines of those cavities. That's the way the gasket went on there. Now, because it's been already compressed for how many years, we're not going to get any compression out of the gasket, but just to try to get the engine running, I think what we'll do is put a bit of aviation gasket cement around the outer edges.
Gasket goo.
Gasket goo. And we'll set the gasket on that, and we'll put some on the carburetor and bring it together and hope that it seals enough for us to do a bit of a test to see how this thing's going to run.
If you have a leak around the base of your carburetor, you can spray a little bit of gasoline. If the engine revs up,
Yeah,
you know you have a leak there.
that's right.
But let's try to mitigate that issue before we get there. I'll get the goop.
Oh yeah. You can see the soot that was on the bottom of the carburetor is in the plugs too. So in essence, it wasn't burning the fuel. Soot is unburnt fuel. So you see someone smoking black smoke, that engine not running right because it's just throwing the fuel out the stack. So
putting a very thin layer on, you don't want to
yeah,
put too much on.
No, just a thin layer.
And then we'll go for a smoke, and then this will be ready for the gasket. You want it to tack up a little bit. Very thin. Happy little strokes. Around the back. Okay. Where's the gasket?
No, you want to set up a little bit?
Well, I'll do the gasket, the top of it. I don't want you to get your hands dirty. This stuff's gooey. Just right there where we can lean on it and I don't know. I don't want to lean on it and get dirty. Right here. If you had a new gasket, we wouldn't have to worry about this. But
No.
there's no sense buying new gaskets, new, unless we know what we're going to do. Okay.
Okay, you want to let that set up a little bit?
Yeah, I got to clean my fingers.
You said you're going to go for smoke.
I was kidding. While this is tacking up, we'll pull out those plugs, throw some oil down the cylinders, and put the plugs back in. I have to find a set of wires. What is it, 69 Lincoln? You had to jack up the engine. Guess what?
You know those fly catchers that hang off the string?
Yeah, rag is on the bench.
I just got caught.
Got caught. 69 Lincolns.
Yeah, you had to undo the engine mount to jack the engine up to get at the spark plugs.
How does that look? Same, eh? I didn't get a chance to look at the other ones.
Yeah, they're all sooty.
Huh.
Now,
She's not burning right.
I think the gap is way too big too, by the looks of it.
These towers on these Thunderbirds are always so close to the engine.
The Studi had the firing order stamped on the intake manifold.
Yeah, we're gonna need a firing order. I don't see anything on here.
The casting numbers are there, but I don't see a firing order.
No.
I think they don't stamp them like that.
Well, this is
It wasn't stamped, it was cast.
63, and the studio's 64. I will Google that. Actually, could you go get Glenn's automotive
my faithful.
book? Yes.
My faithful.
Go ask Glenn. Ouch. Top left.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All the plugs are very sooty. So we're not going to put new plugs in, obviously. Rinse off some of the oil, probably not, but we will check the gap.
You guys probably have never seen any of these old books. Glenn's Auto Repair. They cover quite a lot of material in these. Easy to use. And then they have a quick reference book. Oh, there we go. Getting faded.
Oh boy, that goes back. $2, 1967.
Who's it put out by?
Canadian Service Data Book. Covers 60 to 66, model, domestic and imported origin. Canadian Automotive Trade.
And it has all the specs.
That's a keepsake.
Uh-oh.
Why does it always thunder when we're doing a video?
What are you working on?
What are we working on? Someone doesn't like us working on Thunderbird?
Thunder.
Thunderbird.
And you're, oh, there's the oil.
Maybe I don't need this one. 1 second. All right. Just a little bit. Well lubricated. Okay.
Looks like she's well lubricated on the outside. Well, we might as well lubricate it on the inside too.
A little more?
A little more?
Yeah, why not? It smells good. What do you say we put the carb on?
Sounds
It
like
should be ready.
Sounds like a plan.
And we will get this out of here. Get the battery. I'll get the battery. Old vacuum lines. We did stop for a bit of a coffee break. All right, I won't put this one on until I should clean these terminals.
Were there any nuts in the trunk for that?
There seem to be nuts. One over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so somebody's been into this.
Okay.
And they left the nuts, which is good. What's up? There should be a washer with them too, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Could you get me, there's a line that we hook up to carburetors. I don't want to pull from the tank. This one goes to the tank, I'm guessing, front here. If we can get another line that will hook up to this to go to a little reservoir.
Will this work?
The tank, yep, that'll work. Throw it up on top of the hood there. That's the one, yeah. That's the one. You go up there and feed it right there. Now, the coil. checking the rotor and the cap. Seems okay for now. Points. They have some crusty stuff on them, so.
Don't know if this is going to reach anymore.
Oh yeah, right here. Okay. All right. So.
Thing is, you don't want to be pumping fuel. You can leave the valve shut off.
Yeah.
To crank it over without the plugs, without anything hooked up,
Yeah.
you don't want to be cranking gasoline into there.
Right, I'm gonna leave the plugs out for now. We're not turning the fuel on just yet. We just want to see what happens when we turn it over. So we'll jump it over here and see if we have anything happening.
Yeah, first thing first to see if it's going to roll over.
Nothing. Anything on the dash? I don't want to splash out too much. If it runs down the rag, it's better. Okay, here we go. Nothing. Sound good?
Still. Yep. Yeah, you're okay. Put the plugs in. Go ahead and find some wires
Wires for what?
to go from the distributor to the plugs.
We need those?
Yeah, well, it's not Bluetooth anymore.
I will get them.
You gotta come along with the times, eh? They used to have Bluetooth, you know.
Oh, they used to have Bluetooth.
Yeah. Now you gotta have a special wire.
It didn't sound bad at all.
So far,
So far.
so far, so good.
Okay, this side's ready. So the points have been cleaned. Rotor is on. And we need to scrounge up some wires. Now, since we are testing everything, gap the plugs, all that, let's see if this coil is any good before we get into doing anything more. And we're going to do that using one of these things here. But before we get there, I noticed something earlier. The stud for this bolt is almost non-existent. It's way inside there. I can't get the camera to focus. So it's hanging on by literally a thread. But as long as it's holding on, we should be able to fire this. When it comes to testing a coil, these two little ones are your primary, and that one there and this one are your secondary. So we're going to set the multimeter to ohms, and we're going to check the primary, which is these two. It should be anywhere from 0.6 to 2 ohms. And then we'll switch this up to a much higher setting, and we'll go from the primary, that lead there, to the secondary, and we should get 6 to 15,000 ohms. Let's see what this gives us. We'll set this up here. I'm set it for the lowest setting, 200 there, which should give us the 0.6 to 2 ohms. And we got nothing. that's loose. Yeah, that's no good. But you got 0 there. That's strange. Okay. Let's put it on 20,000 and test that one. Oh, 8.17. So that's between 6 and 15,000 ohms, because you multiply that by 1,000, 8.16. So it's 8,116. 18. Let's go back down to the 200 range. The other one's for diodes and continuity, so we don't want that one. So your lowest setting is 200 here, and it's telling us the primary winding is open. This coil is no good. So I got some wires, and I've got a coil here. So we're going to test this one just for fun. See what that gives us. Set it to 200. Check the primary, and we have 1.9, come on, sit still. 1.7, 1.8, 1.7. I don't know if you guys can see that. So this primary winding is good. Oh, haha, too high. There we have 10,900 ohms. So we're within the range. This coil is good. So what we'll do is, gotta mount it somewhere. This one can come off. This wire can come off. I see, barely hanging on. So that goes to the distributor. I need to put that in a safe place where it won't drop it. As working around here, I noticed that line going into the distributor is either broken off or loose. So we're gonna have to deal with that. All these fun little things we gotta deal with. Now when it comes to the Ford 390 FE, firing order is 15426378. 15426378. You just want to hook up this here wire. Negative on the coil goes to your distributor, always. And then we'll supply 12 volts either from the key, which doesn't matter right now, or from over there. So the banks are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1 is indicated on the distributor right there.
Okay.
When it comes to rotation, a quick way to check, and I'll show you how to do this, because rotation is important when it comes to your firing order. You just take the cap off, turn the engine over, counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise, see? Yeah, the distributor cap has a little notch on it that sits in a notch on the housing of the distributor, so you cannot make a mistake.
Need shortest wire. I don't know the condition of these is something that will get us like by for now. It came off of a running engine. One, just double checking. 5, 4, 2, 6, 3, 7 and 8. Coil wire. Gee. Hopefully that stays on there. Okay. That way when you start, it gets power. Then when you let go, it dies for now.
Okay.
All right, let's fill the bowl up with a little bit of fuel. Ooh, that's not good. Leaking right out of there. Accelerator pump. I don't like that. Come on. Let's see what happens. Oh, that seems to be okay now. Should I put a little bit in here? All right, go ahead. Stop. Coil wire jumped off. They're not meant.
Yeah.
It started.
Yeah, I thought I heard something.
Yeah. I must have bumped it when I was... Okay.
Okay.
Yep, all clear. Wow. Okay, hold up. So guys, what I just did here, that's why she stops every time he lets go of that, is the initial test, we wanted to see if it would fire. If anything happened, it would just quit right away. Now if we energize the coil all the time, she will stay running. We're going to switch positions of this over to the battery directly. Sorry. Okay.
Ready?
We're ready. Wow. Can you believe it? Wow. Big round of gas.
Holy smokes.
Can you believe it? It runs.
Bulletbird.
Sitting for almost 35, at least 35 years.
My gosh.
It's a Ford. I can't believe it. Wow.
Doesn't sound bad at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
Got a bit of an exhaust leak right there, but
I heard something, yeah.
yeah.
Instead of using regular gas, we've got some 2-cycle mixed up just to help with the lubrication. Okay, we're doing gravity feed. Just trying to position this. Okay, fire in the hole. Nope. Hold up, let me give it some more. Just probably burnt off what was in here. We don't have a fuel pump installed and we got quite a leak out of that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So she seems to be running out of fuel. Let me put some more fuel in. It wants to go around. Fire up again.
Okay, 1 second. good. Okay?
Yeah, wheels are going around.
Good.
Yeah, so now we got to get it running long enough so we can chase it outside and see what it feels like. Guess what, guys? Guess what we found? While we're waiting for the smoke to clear, went through the stuff in the trunk a little bit, and in this can that labeled TB bucket seat parts, along with this long bolt, who knows whatever that was for, and a screwdriver bit, we found the keys to the car. Tried them, and the tumbler in the ignition turns. So now we can safely get this out of here, try and get it out of here, and take it for a boot around the block, if you will. The other thing, this was the carburetor that we threw on the car based on what the washer told us to do. That accelerator pump was pouring fuel, way more than we were comfortable with to start and run this car for any length of time. We had rags and it was soaking up the gas. One backfire and this whole thing would have gone up in flames. So we turned our attention to getting this second carburetor on the car, and the sun is actually too bright. That's a little better. We had to change one fitting for the line going to the distributor and tighten up these bolts here for this accelerator pump because somebody had that one apart. And now when we actually hit the gas, it squirts, but there's no fuel pouring out of here, which is really important. So now we can fire the car up. Forgot to mention it when we had the car outside. When the car is in park, you should be able to take the steering column, slide it off to the side, get in the car, and bring it back into place. Once you put the car in gear, the column is fixed, doesn't slide. Slide away. It's called a slide away steering column. There we go. Let's see if it fires. Park.
The bird is leaving the nest.
Accelerator pump's funky. I think we're getting the cobwebs out of it. Your turn. I want him to swing around. exhaust pipe. You broke it.
Yeah.
Exhaust pipe is falling off. Dragging around.
Power steering is not power steering anymore.
No, it's very heavy.
Yeah.
That's okay. We got plans for this.
But other than that,
Goes like stink. Got the cobwebs out, and now, well, it seems to be running a lot smoother than it did. Temperature gauge works. Power windows don't work. Oh. Power window.
oh,
Back one doesn't work. Oh, there it goes.
oh yeah, okay.
Won't go up now.
Wow. Hey.
All right. It's not working right.
You want to back it in?
Yeah. Still going ahead. What's that? Oh,
Straight. You're there.
something doesn't sound good.
You're dragging something on the ground.
I think we're boiling over too.
Looks like it.
Temperature gauge is not accurate. Watch yourself. Ah, lots of smoke. It's all the oil burning off.
Yeah.
Cut the battery.
Well, your pressure is hard now.
Pretty darn warm too. So what do you think?
Well, I think that sounds like a nice engine. If it runs that well on the garbage wires and garbage carburetor that's on there and nothing set up, my gosh, can you imagine when you finish with it? Beautiful.
They're definitely going to be happy with this one once we're done with it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. So now we're going to start the process of disassembly.
She doesn't smoke?
No, except for
Yeah, well, yeah.
somebody's going to say in the comments, look, it does smoke, see?
Yeah, but
that's nothing. That's just...
We put oil all over it in the cylinders and everything, but all that's burnt off, and there's nothing come out of the tailpipe.
Well, you got that seat of your pants acceleration feel. Now that accelerator pump, there's something not quite right with it, because when you do mash the pedal, it kind of stumbles. But again, the carburetor's got to be cleaned up. It's been sitting for at least 35 years. So I'll see if you can find some paperwork in the back, in the trunk, maybe some evidence as to when this was parked. There's nothing in the glove box. I checked that earlier. So power windows, we're messing around with the switches. This one works, even though it's, busted. It still goes up and down.
It's air conditioned.
Yeah. Passenger side one works. The back one got stuck. It doesn't go up. So we'll have to do something about that. And this one, nothing happens at all. We'll let the smoke clear again. We'll make some room in here. We've got the whole shop to work with. And start disassembly. Start with the deck lid, hood, and move ahead with this. Get this on the frame table. After we get it disassembled, well, I'll tell you what we're going to be doing with it, aside from fixing the rust.